have to have a real passion for it and somewhat of a talent for it, you know? So I would say definitely whatever it is that you want to do, start early in your country. So Hi to the Korean subscribers. Nice to meet you. My name is Carson Allen.
Eu pessoal, eu sou Teres.
Hello, my name is Joachim.
And we are the cast of the recent Korean series, So Not Worth It.
하나 해결하면 또 하나 터지고
I think it was so perfect, especially because like someone like Minnie, she is not Korean. She is from Thailand, and yet she is the lead vocalist of her like K-pop group. So getting to work with somebody that as like another foreigner, I really respect.
Foreign excellence.
Yes, foreign excellence.
Plus Minnie.
Plus someone like Hyungmin, who has completely changed the idea of being mixed in Korea and how beautiful that can be, and how, you know, I don't know, it's just like these, I'm so respectful.
They're very iconic.
Iconic, both of them, you know what I mean? It's not just like we worked with just any, you know, person in the Hallyu, you know, world. We worked with very, very iconic people. And then Youngjae as well. I feel like GOT7 is one of those groups that kind of changed the game in the beginning for like abroad fans, having like such, and also like his group is so diverse.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, because I knew all of them before starting filming, so I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna do this sitcom with these stars and they're gonna be like all over the top and whatever. And then I remember first meeting them and they all just so down to earth.
Yeah.
I forgot that it's big idols and we just became friends and it was so easy. But then on the other hand, they're super professional, so when you do work together and when you go in to shoot something, they're so good, like really efficient and just good at what they do. It was an honor.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys have said everything, but you know, it was just so great to work with people like that. Like Hyunmin, I mean, maybe because I'm also black, I felt like I was watching my little brother work, if that makes sense. I think, because I have a younger brother who's similar in age to Hyunmin, but he's an American, I don't really get to see him. So like, I remember just being on set and I would just like watch him like, you're doing a good job.
Good job.
I mean, so yeah, it was great to work with Hyunmin. Minnie, like you said, she's a foreigner like us, so you know, I think there was like this common ground that we all respected each other and we understood how difficult what we were doing was. Youngjae, always nice, you know, he was always trying to like use English when he could. He was just very down to earth, very cool, and you know, it was just great. They were all lovely and I hope we get to do more.
I just remember what felt very special to me, as well as a bit sad, because I remember my last shoot was the toilet scene. Those of you that have watched it will know. But yeah, and I was doing it by myself, and it was the last shoot, and I wanted to see everyone and do like a proper goodbye. So I got really emotional being all alone. So and I did some interviews and I started crying during the interviews. And then I went back to change my clothes, and all the staff there started crying as well, and we all just cried. And I felt that I hadn't realized how much we bonded, how close we've become, and I realized that these people have become a very big part of my life and were really precious to me. Yeah, I will remember that time. And then the next day, I came to say a proper goodbye, and then there was this room, and they're like, I heard you cry, I heard you cry, I heard Joachim is a crybaby.
Yeah, because on my last day of shooting, so my last scene is actually a scene from episode 6. Like my last scene, we randomly filmed this one scene that we had, like, I forgot what happened, and we had to like travel back and film that scene, and it's where we're getting in the car to go to see Kim Byung-jang, my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
That was my last scene. And I remember afterwards, the girl who was in charge of filming our making videos, she was like, oh, like make sure we have to like film, blah, 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 blah. And then I started hearing rumors that Yeoa cried. And so as I was filming my last scene, I was like, oh, do I need to cry? If I don't cry, will people think that like I'm not as like attached to the project as he is? So I was like, oh, I don't know if I can cry, because I felt happy in this moment. Like I didn't feel sad. I was just so happy that like I can't believe that we're like we did it. You know, I was more like proud of myself than like sad.
But I remember because the toilet scene, I need to be sad and cry in the toilet scene. So I was like, I had been
already
listening
in
to
the
sad.
fields.
Yeah, I've been listening to sad Swedish songs all day.
Oh, actually, I don't think I've told this story yet either, but so my last day of filming was the scene, it was me and Irsa at the cafe and Minnie was there. So, it was cold that day, but every time I would come into the cafe, my glasses would like defog too fast. And like if you've seen it, my glasses are supposed to stay foggy for at least a couple seconds, but we couldn't figure out how to keep it like foggy long enough. So like before we would shoot, I had to like hold my hand over my glasses and like just to keep it like foggy. But that was my last shoot, but it wasn't supposed to be. So in my head I was like, okay, I'm gonna get to say goodbye to everybody later on. So I wasn't thinking anything of it, but then I went home that day and then like the last shoot got changed, so they were like, oh, you don't have to come to that shoot. And I was like, wait,
I didn't get to say
goodbye to everybody. It was so sad. But then I ended up going on the last day with Hans and I saw like Hyunmin with his cut hair. But yeah, it was just so sweet to like watch the last scene being filmed and like everybody like getting that like excitement, like
that final cut.
Oh yeah. I just remember.
You did the thing.
I did the lost slate. Yeah, that was super pressure. I was super touched as well. I got to do the very last scene, the very last clip we were gonna film. I got to do the slate on that. Yeah, it was really tough.
It's too easy for me. Definitely when I got to punch my boyfriend, Kim Byung-jang, that day was just so fun in general. Like there was something about that script. Yeah. Everything just felt so natural to me. Like every line, the situation, everything was just so perfect. Like that scene, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And all of your reactions were so great, and I was like, this is gonna be, filming it, I knew it was gonna be my favorite scene to film. Watching it on the TV, it also ended up being my favorite scene to watch.
Episode 7 is definitely my favorite episode. It's a fun episode, yeah.
Yeah. 나한테 딱 한 대만 맞지. It was just so fun.
I'm not sure what episode it is, but it's the scene where it's me, you, Sewon, Hans is there at the beginning, and Hyunmin, and we're pretending to Sam, we're lying to him about Minnie's story, and I have to pretend not to speak Korean.
11,
so I'm like
11.
Yeah, but I have to like really act like I don't know anything.
It's a 9.
Maybe 9, yeah. But there's this scene and like I have to act like aloof basically, and like just filming that day on set was so fun, like because I was acting so weird.
할 수도 있지. 이 좋은 기회를 왜 놓치냐?
와, 그럼 우리도 전용기 타고 결혼식 가나? 와, 난 개인 전용기 못 타봤는데.
And they were actually laughing, like even before we shot the scene, like it was just a funny atmosphere. And I don't know, when I look back and I watch the show, that just like brings so many good memories. I think it's like one of my favorite scenes.
In that scene, I felt the most like the most cruel to Sam.
Yeah.
Like, cause we were like, oh, isn't she getting married? Oh my
god.
Are we gonna get to get on a private jet for the wedding? Like that was just the lines were so hilarious.
For me,
For real.
Honestly.
I really like the grandfather scene, like cracked me up.
oh yeah. I really like that episode because it's about me basically. But I really like when I meet my grandfather.
Yeah.
Because it came out really good, and it was fun filming it as well. Like I had this doppelganger filming it, and I was trying to like teach him how to move and when to move. Like when I say this line, do this, and when I watched it, it looks really seamless. It looks like I'm touching myself, and that came out really strange. Sorry. Beep. No, it came out really good, and yeah, I loved watching it, and I love doing it. Yeah.
I mean, the episode 2 when he was just talking about the Toru Ashinika,
It's episode 3.
3, just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
I didn't go as far as he did, but like I have been approached by those types of cults, I want to say, multiple times over here in Korea, so that's definitely something that happens. The most relatable?
I would have to say the most relatable is episode, what is it, 3? No, 2, where things go missing. Where I think somebody used my gochujang, my pepper paste, because I have lived in a dorm, and people do steal your stuff. Like
Not gochujang.
like I would get these cartons of milk, and I would like write where the milk ended because people would legit just like use other people's like milks and things like that and not think that they would ever get like
I
caught.
sound like Hans right now. Where's my shampoo?
Shampoo. No, but like it was very relatable that people would like steal stuff out of the because we had community refrigerators. Yeah.
I think also like just the scenes in general of us all being on the couch. When I was living in my dorm, my freshman year, you know, we had like a common area, and it was very common for like me and my friends to just go there and hang out. So it like sort of brought me back to that time. So I really enjoyed filming those scenes too.
I mean, it might be obvious. I mean, everyone has had this kind of experience, but like filming running to the toilet. I mean,
I'm not sure how relatable that is.
I wouldn't say that was the most. I've never filmed myself running to the toilet.
no, because I just remember when I first came to Korea, I really loved Korean food, but it's quite spicy, yeah. But I can eat spicy food. I love spicy food, but my tender Swedish stomach did not. So I remember first coming in, I loved all the food and I ate, but my stomach was in riots. I mean, all the time I couldn't trust a single thought. Like, I don't know how much service I'm gonna get. So I was like, I didn't dare thought, and I just tried to hold myself, and then sometimes I would get the signal to run, and I was like, whoosh.
I'll leave it up to you guys about how relatable that is.
Let's move on.
Trigger warning for that one.
I want to go first before all the answers. Yes, I do think anybody can do this type of work as long as you have a passion for it and you're willing to try hard. But you know, one, this is another country, so if you are planning on coming here to work, knowing Korean is a huge asset. So you know, try to come here and study, pick up the language as much as you can, because if you can't speak Korean, and let's say you only speak English, you can only do a certain amount of roles. And especially like being able to communicate with the staff and like the agents and stuff will also give you a better standing in the industry, so make sure that is something that you have. But on the other foot, you can't only depend on your Korean ability, because you know there are a lot of foreigners who speak good Korean in Korea, so you have to work on your other skills. Like if you want to be an actor, work on acting. If you want to be on TV, you know, work on like your personality or like certain skills you can show. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but I don't want to discourage people from trying it, but you just have to work really hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think because a lot of people, they get like caught on this idea like it's for Korea, but it's at the end of the day, it's entertainment, it's film, it's this, it's that. So whether you want to be a dancer, an actor, a model, or behind the camera, or behind the computer writing articles and things like this, you have to have a real passion for it and somewhat of a talent for it, you know? So I would say definitely whatever it is that you want to do, start early in your country. So if you want to act, start now, start tomorrow, you know, with classes in your own language in your country. So that way when you get here, you're not starting fresh. Yeah. You come here as an already professional. You already know what you're doing and you just need to apply the language to it. So yeah, I always tell people like don't wait till you get here to start. Start in your own home country today, and that way when you get here, you're already a professional, right, ready to go straight on
things
set.
To show.
Yeah.
I don't know what to add, really. Now, but I mean, it's entertainment, so I mean, you need to have that skill, and that you can start with, as Cousin said, in wherever you are. Like you don't need to come to Korea to start like working on your entertainment skills or doing jokes or whatever, or acting. And also, of course, if you're gonna do it in Korea, you need to be really good at Korean, and that takes a lot of time. And if I can add a bit of something, it would be to know the culture. Because I mean, the language is language, but if you don't know the culture, if you don't know the pop culture and what people grew up watching, liking, then you won't be able to do this deeper kind of jokes that you really need, or touch on a deeper level. You have to have this really deep understanding of the culture, and that takes a long time as well. I remember I just took a deep dive in Korean culture for so long, like watching all these old variety shows, movies, dramas.
To understand the humor. Because also I think humor is so different in every single country, and what makes people laugh and enjoy watching something.
But anyone can do it, definitely. Anyone.
Awaken your inner clown.
Awaken your inner clown. Come on.
So, all Brazilian K-drama fans, we hope that through this interview you got to know us a bit better and about our work and what we do here in South Korea.
Yeah, so we thank you so much for your support up until now. We hope you keep supporting us, and if you would like to follow us and know more about us, you can check out our SNS down below.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to KoreaIN's YouTube channel. We hope to see you guys again soon on another series. Ti amo, Brazil!
Obrigado!
Ciao!
Bye bye!
아이씨 깜짝이야.